All right, lots of things to discuss here. Um, First of all, let's start with generally what happened yesterday. So, what did happen yesterday? Yesterday, we got to a decent level of $64,300. Now, this gave us a second high right here, which is actually a lower high. And what we realized initially is that even with the support levels are getting lower and lower as the highs are getting lower and lower. Even though we have this very nice concept here, um, but this at least formed a pennant for us, a falling a bullish pennant, I would say, similar to the larger scale pennant we've seen here with the previous month of downtrends, continuous downtrends, before we finally got supported at the end of the pennant right here at the bottom and had this breakthrough at the top. So I'm expecting a breakthrough at any moment. When would that happen this week? It could probably happen this week. I'm not too sure, but I am expecting it to go up sometime between today and Friday. For today, I do expect that when the U.S. market opens, we will have a small pump here towards 63,300. I marked this exactly at 4 p.m. my time, which is when the market opens at 9 a.m. So I expect we will get towards here somewhere 63,200, some level around that at the highest. Now, either we do break through, either there is a catalyst that for some reason might bring an influx of buyers in and push the price out of the breakout here, giving us a nice breakout, a nice pump, more confidence in the market, maybe another retest of the resistance here as a support, and then continue upwards. Or Bitcoin is going to get rejected from here, and then it's going to keep going down towards the next support level, which is going to be lower at somewhere around 61,800. And if not here, then it could probably even test this support right here, which is the resistance. Flip to support of the main pennant that we just broke out of here this week, which would be at around exactly $61,000, which also coincides with the fair value gap right here. So that is my initial estimate of what I think might happen today, but it's not guaranteed. But generally, on the short term, but we will definitely have some support here or here, and it's going to be the final support that we need before the buyers completely barge in and explode the price upwards. Now, why do I say that? Well, first of all, like I said, we have these reversal signals here by Lux Algo, which show when a reversal is expected to happen. So it confirms that the support here has been completed. Happened, it's been pretty much accurate. So we got supported here, it indicated a reversal, and sure enough we had a reversal first to 65k here, reversal here, it went up to 64,300 or whatever the price was, 500 right here. When it tested the support level here again last night, it gave us a signal. Now it's still kind of in a sideways trade here, but at any moment it should go up. It might take till the end of the day, or maybe till tomorrow. See probably a breakthrough right here. Another thing I would like to mention as well is let's check the RSI right here. All right. Okay, there we go. So the RSI on the shorter time frame was actually trying to break through this trend line right here, but over resistance. So as we can see here, tried to break through the first time, not successful, got rejected here, got rejected here. Right now the trend line is even so low anyways that any sort of buying volume is going to break through the trend line. So breaking through the trend line right here is actually an indicator of bullish momentum. Now, right now, it's gonna retest the test line, and what's happening right here is gonna keep testing the support until one really massive buy pressure enters the market right now and drives it upwards, which, like I said, I predict that would happen when the US market opens and a lot of influx of buyers comes in, with the stocks opening a little bit higher and adding more gains to this week. We can also see that on the daily time frame, actually. So let me go out here into the daily time, and we'll see this. Okay, so this is this is an indicator right here for the midterm and long-term direction of Bitcoin. So as we can see here, exactly as I predicted with the first scenario, rise, test the support, and then we're going to blow up right here. What confirms that as well is the fact that we've had a rejection right here, which is at the all-time high, another rejection right here, rejection right here, rejection right here, and then we got a breakthrough right here, which is pretty much today where the pennant is. We got a breakthrough. So right now, and Bitcoin is actually trading at a 45 RSI. So at any moment, Bitcoin should, or actually at any moment, a pump comes in, any catalyst comes in that drives a huge pump. We could be looking at going up towards 70K before even entering overbought territories like we did here. So we'd be somewhere around like 70 RSI by the time we get to 70K. So at this point, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Another important thing I would like to look at as well would actually be, yeah, let's check this out. The volume. Let me close this down and let's check the volume. All right, so as we can see here, the selling volume is actually decreasing. We've had huge buys here. Well, it's not really huge here, but it's decent. It's almost half of the entire pump that brought us up 2,000 points here, even 4,000 points in just the first week. But as we can see, the selling volume is actually decreasing, and this is an indicator of exhaustion. And the Lux Algo reversal signal also confirms this. Go down into the smaller time frames at 15 minutes. I don't know why this connection is really freaking slow. There we go. It gives us a good, what can I say, like an exhaustion indicator here, basically. So every time there's a huge rise, it gives us this indicator that there is a buyer exhaustion, and it went down. And then when we can see here is trend. Once we got here, it gave us an exhaustion signal for the sellers. The sellers are exhausted. So at any moment right now, there's not enough sellers anymore to try and break through the support. At any moment, we're just waiting for buyers to come in and take us up. So in terms of technical analysis, this is the pretty much most of the things that I wanted to explain right here. If you also open up the Bollinger Bands, you'd see Bitcoin is currently trading at the center of the Bollinger Band, so there's a lot of room for the upside right now. But I won't check into that too much, because the most important thing I want to check here is actually the whale map. And there's a really nice observation to make here. So let's look at this. Don't want to expand too much. Okay, there we go. So during the all-time highs, we had a lot of whales accumulate some Bitcoin here, just a little bit at the top here, a little bit at the bottom here, and then right before the Bitcoin rose to complete all-time highs, we had huge accumulations here with 81,000 Bitcoins right at the sweet spot of 66K before it exploded towards an all-time high. Now this has happened almost every time before we hit an all-time high, with the exception of this. At 6,000, there was $200,000 worth of accumulations. It might be related to the ETFs. I'm not too sure. But as we can see, a lot of accumulations happened at these prices right here, which some people might want to call like fair value prices, or true prices. So every time that has happened, we've had a new top. A little bit of accumulations here before this, because this is where an sentiment dwindled. Now, here's something important though. A lot of accumulation happened at the exact price of 64,200 only a week before Bitcoin completely went down. Now, there was a lot of accumulation here at 59K and 58K, almost worth 60,000 Bitcoins. And when we had this rise here to 64,000, this is where you'd expect a lot of people to be ecstatic for it, and they'd be buying a shit ton of Bitcoin because they're expecting, like a huge parabola upwards like this. But instead, we've had this downturn. And it's like the whales knew that this was happening and instead decided to accumulate the most of their Bitcoins right here at this price of 62,300, which almost coincides, well, not really coincides, but it's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much the lowest level that we are currently trading at. And this was just yesterday. Who knows if today they might even add more to that portfolio, with the price of Bitcoin already touching 62,000, and there's a possible test of support at 61,800. There's definitely going to be a lot more accumulations happening in this week. The funny thing is, it feels like the whales are manipulating this, okay? Because this feels already priced in. Now, when we were at the bottom here, uh, the pivot got formed at $64,200, which surprisingly is the same price point that most of the accumulation happened even way before the drop happened. All right, so 76,000 here, ahead of, let's say, 60,000 here at the very bottom, and then another almost 50,000 here. What's going to be bought up today? In other words, I'm really expecting a huge pump. I'm expecting a really huge pump that's going to happen soon. Another thing I want to look at is the liquidation heat map. And as we know, the liquidation always gets attracted towards the area with the most liquidity. Okay, so there we go. 71K. There was $5 billion worth of shorts about to get liquidated. And at 67K, we have almost around 1.5 billion dollars worth of shorts that are going to get liquidated if we get to this level. However, compare the chart, there's not that much liquidation right here at the bottom as much as there is here. So Bitcoin is more likely going to go up. It's attracted towards the liquidity. It will grab liquidation from sellers. It will grab short liquidations ahead of buyer liquidations. Now, if I go down to let's see the 3-day time frame. So if we go 3-day time frame, there's some decent amount of buyer liquidity here for Bitcoin to grab before actually going towards the upside. But the upside does still show more short liquidity here to be grabbed, more than there is in longs. So this is why I say when I expect that Bitcoin is going to keep going down, is going to get supported somewhere around the 61K level. It's going to grab this liquidity first here, and then it's going to go up. Okay, so that's one very major thing to look at. Besides that, I don't really have much information to grab. So Bitcoin went down a little bit right now as we were speaking the last 10 minutes. But we will see if this price range continues to hold and what might happen when the US market finally decides to open. Will it give us a pump, or will it send us basically down to hell? Who knows? But yeah, that's pretty much the analysis for this week at least, and the analysis for today and what has happened yesterday and in the last couple days.